Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to SKTV. Welcome to SKTV Live. Welcome and welcome. Welcome and welcome, folks. Let's share the show. Let's share the show, please. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let's share the show, folks. Welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on, Melbourne?
Nothing much. I got the list on my life, and I don't know. Look, sometimes in life people think that it's joke, but again, another thing is that no matter whether you are healthy or not, so many things happen that sometimes take away our lives. But again, as human, we always forgetting, and we say things that we're not supposed to say. We do things that we're not supposed to do. But there's this thing that also come to my mind have to do with. Sorry, I think we're getting some feedback, but I think that have been welcome. So, when you are alive as a human, you have all of the power, you have all of the authority to do whatsoever thing you want to do. But when you are dead, you don't even know exactly where who going to take over you, what's going to happen. We who are believers, we know that by the time we die, we have ourselves somewhere resting and waiting unto judgment. So, everything, how you doing?
Well, Melbourne, I will get to heaven before you. I can tell you that. I can assure you that 100% is guaranteed. I will hit heaven before you. I will be chilling. But I'll be in heaven before you. I say you're not coming. I say I'll be there before you.
I can't say what video. No. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Folks, let's share the show. You're not listening to them Melbourne, man.
Yeah, man. You have to share. You have to, today is Saturday. You have to share. Some of you, every time when you come. Huh?
I told the people, I said you're not ready yet. They might share the show. Melbourne not ready. You don't mind Melbourne.
Please like, comment, and share, please. Yes, man. You have to share the show. I can't say one other video, but you will know what they have to. The country interests you. Still say we'll go to heaven before me. Easy. So who knows as to where we'll go? But again,
man. So you're a Christian. You don't know where you're going. Then why are you Christian? Easy.
No, listen.
Easy. I thought what you just said.
No, but because the reason, let me tell you, Steve. Even on the last day, the reason I'm saying that we are all sinners, though. On the last day, the thief who were on the cross with Jesus Christ, and they asked for forgiveness.
Well, the only thing say again.
I said somebody asked for forgiveness on the cross.
Yeah.
I don't want good. So on the last day, people can say ask for forgiveness and they'll be forgiven. So I can't say whether I will go to heaven or not. Don't bring out, talk to me. I don't know where I will go after that.
But you don't know where you will go after that. So that means you don't believe in the promises of Jesus. That's questionable.
No, I agree. I believe 100%. No, you got to question me. You're right. But I'm telling you that, yes, I'm telling you that I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. I live with God to either forgive my sin and place me where you think you want to place. Because
okay, so what are the sin you've been committing? Let's look into it.
Oh, easy. So I'm going to be telling look, my young man, look.
No, but let's look at it. No, but today we're not going to let you off. We are not going to let you off. So Melbourne, as we speak now,
you are sharing the show. Yeah.
You are an incoming degree. So first of all, you say you don't know where you're going. Second of all, you say you're a sinner. Okay, let's agree with both of them. We can agree with both sentences for the sake of the conversation. So you don't know where you're going?
Well, life has its own ups and downs. and so many things happening. Because look, my brother, let me be fair to you today. This Bible that we read, there are so many things that into that Bible. So sometimes people don't know some of these things. People think that only maybe fornications, adultery, maybe all of things. No.
But the fornication and adultery is a normal thing. That normal thing. I didn't want to make it that normal thing. Anywhere you get man and woman, fornication will be there, adultery will be there. Anywhere you get man, leave that story. We're not worried about that
one. So God said, doing evil to each other, you're not showing love to your brother. All these things are all corruption, greediness. All these things are all wickedness. But people don't know the thing that the only sin that people say, that shall not kill, that shall not commit adultery, that shall all the only thing that I want to put. But let me tell you, even the Bible, Jesus Christ, according to the Bible, he said, even if you look at that lily with different intention in your mind, you already committed sin.
So does that mean you've been looking at wait. What happened with you there? So does that mean you've been looking at lady with different intention?
No, sometimes these eyes.
No into
it. It doesn't about Bible thing and tell me.
No, that's still an issue there, Melbourne. That is still an issue there where your hand in that you got to look at Melbourne. So does that mean you've been looking at lady there funny way? No, just talk a plain point listening here.
Yeah. So you are correct. So let me just tell you now, the Bible said, lead me not into temptation. So what happened, like, for example, maybe one bump into a lady who is
who tempted you?
No, I can't. Answer somebody. Still, why you the way double the question, the way you look at just say, "I'm moving, I'll be free." Yeah, man. No, Steve, now you the judge. Yeah, man. You know, we have one recording here like that where our journalists were questioning the prisoner like that, you know, back to back, and so you were like, "Are you the judge?" The way you asking me like that, we'll move for I'll be free. So actually, Steve, yeah. So let me tell you that indeed there are so many things that we do unknown to ourselves. So now we think that we are perfect. We are not perfect. The Bible says
no. Let's get it one clear. Talk for yourself. I beg you. Don't bring nothing in the tongue. Brother, you've been seeing woman there, you've been seeing things and attempt you. That's all. You can't be deeper and nothing is the truth.
No, but this thing happen on a normal basis, and you're right. Every day, that my man. Even some of them will even come into your inbox and even tell you how much they are in love with you. So
wait.
Forget about today. Maybe that move. They might not listen to Steve. Yeah, man. Look, program. Let me share the show. I don't want my Steve. Yeah, man.
Let's share the show. Today is Saturday, the 14th of September 2024. In 8 days from now, President Joseph Youma Boaga will be 9 months in office. Today we want to talk about we want to get into his 9 months in office, how you see it, what you think, how you feel. We want to continue the evaluative process, considering we've been doing this every 3 months. And so here we are today into this conversation. And Melbourne is here spilling some tea that I didn't even know what's going on. I'm very shocked, you know. But Melbourne, so I know yesterday you said you had some questions, but what are some of the questions before we move on? Let you and your temptation that you've been having. What's going on before we move on into the other news and so forth? Let's clear it quick. Today, that's Saturday. Let's get quick into the conversation. Anything on mind there?
Well, thank you again for that wonderful question of I've seen. Indeed, today is Saturday, like you said already, and there's so many things on mind. But for me, I just wanted to ask you and our listening audience, our followers, our viewers, this question as to the religious school. I think just like you were talking about one of our pastor who talked about Yahoo, you know, and they may say something, Steve. He said that trying to build a school, the members, they will put all of their energy, their resources, everything together. But after a certain time, you will see that the school now will go, or the school fees now will go way up. Let me just say that way, so that even those common or people down the line who may not easily afford will not be able to send their children there. And Steve, I have one other information sheet, and I want to call it the name of the school, but let me be frank: $490 for nursery student, $490 USD. And the party, in fact, in the information sheet, they say Christian school in the name of teaching quality things. So I'm very concerned about this. I don't know what your own reactions, because all these things, continue to bring poverty to Africa. How can Africans are getting into the kind of things that are making only few group of people rich, both politicians and our religious people?
Well, maybe I think that's quite honestly speaking, that's a loaded question that requires some time to answer, but we'll chip on it. The first thing I want to say to everybody is thanks for sharing the show, for following us. Let's share the show, let invite other people. As you follow, please share. And if you're new here today and you want to get notification, go on and click like on SKTV LIB link, and you will get notifications as we come on. You will be one of the very first people to be notified, and then you can join us in the conversation. We say thank you for joining us. Some of you watching from distance and don't want to click on so you can be accounted for, that is still fine, regardless of how you choose to follow us. Some of you are watching on YouTube and other places. Again, we still say thank you. Thanks for your support. Some of you have been very, 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 very supportive, above and beyond. We want to say thanks to you. Today, again, is Saturday, the 14th of September 2024. The timestamp here is 11:23 a.m. in Phoenix, Arizona. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. But as always, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Today, we are in another conversation. We haven't started with the political aspect of it. We're still discussing. We're going to delve into the 9 months of President Jose Yuman Boakar's administration. But we're talking about social issues and things that affect us on a day-to-day basis in our lives and so forth. So the question Melbourne asks here, it has to do with schools, the churches or individuals building schools and so forth. Let me say something first of all. Let me just say something. This notion that in Liberia, that educated people are the problem for the country, no, that's not true. Let me just clear that. Educated people are not a problem in any society. Corrupt, criminally minded, educated people are always problems in any society. So the ones that you have been fortunate as Liberians to have, because some of you have elevated them, some of you support them, some of you push their agendas, so you are fortunate to have them. So it's sweet for you. I could care less. They are using you, misusing you, and abusing you and your children. That one is sweet for you. I don't care about that one. When I'm talking about genuine educated people who mean well, who are not corrupt, who do not have corrupt minds, who mean well for the country, those people will always push agendas and things that will benefit the country. These few days, Melbourne were joking. I was listening to the debate, and I wrote on my page, about the importance of empowering and educating when you have a woman who is educated and has integrity. What I saw Kamala Harris, the way she approached Donald Trump, the way the debate went, it was a pure display of education, integrity, and a woman with focus and vision. It comes with education. Those of you who are making noise and say educated people and do not need education, I saw some of you jumping in the ring doing Joe Wiata, Bo, you not know Bo will vote for you. It is foolery. It is foolish at the highest level. You can't live in this time, in this present age without education. Don't hate educated people. What you need to do is to stand up so that your children are educated. If you are not educated, let me tell you today what you need to do. You need to support your children so they can become educated. Stop hating educated people or education. Stop it. Stop it. So the issue of schools in the country, the issue of having schools in the country, I will say to you, these corrupt lawmakers, these corrupt churches, some of them have used the same money that's supposed to be for the people to build themselves school, to amalgamate wealth, to secure their own future, to use our own people. Imagine Melbourne, somebody will give you $10. They take $7 from that $10, go and keep it and give you $3. When you finish eating the you're hungry, the goal is for you to come back and come beg them. That is the goal. These are the people I'm talking about. I'm not saying all the schools in Liberia who are owned by private people who, who did not steal government money, who work hard for the money, they cannot determine, the school fees and how they will run the schools. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about people who have exploited public resources to open schools. Those are the people I'm talking about. And the church not joined into it. Let me tell you something. I went to a Catholic school. There are some important fundamentals. There are some important
churches. Some of the churches, they receive subsidy though. They receive subsidy from government.
My man, the people. Let me tell you something. Some of our lawmakers put in the budget. They put La school name there. They get in the money. You understand? And so these are some of the trouble and the problems we're faced with. You guys see me educated, people won't lecture you. That Delonzo will be lecturing some of us, because we can all can count on Facebook. That Delonzo will lecture, that Yombly Kanga Lawrence or what other guy in Senate, Edwin Snowden, all the people there. Are you serious? In a serious minded country, these people can't even come close to power. And this is what the country is what it is today. This is what the country is what it is today. When we're talking against this, you had Joseph Baga in government for 40 years. He got one Babati bachelor degree since I know when. He never enhanced or educated himself, or even there's someone a concept to better himself down the line. And they don't want us to lecture some of us. They don't want his old Toby Sunday in the time. When we talk, it will get vexed. But that's some of the problems we are faced with today. That's one of the problems we are faced with today. And then the pastor writes, oh, you're not, no boy. Let me tell you something, book sweet. Education is sweet and a good. I'm saying it today. Anybody who has education, you get problem. You get serious problem, and you will die with that problem, go to hell with that problem. For those of you who are against educated people are the best people on earth. Let me tell you today. It may you verbal educate yourself. It may you ver. Go. Can you imagine the educational? Look, as we speak now, you get people who struggle to even get a bachelor's degree in America. They are educational consultant in Liberia. Does that make any sense to you? Joseph Baga going anywhere? He going anywhere with that kind of foolery? When we're talking, you'll get vexed, but I ate it. That's where the country is today. But Mom, welcome to the show, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, welcome. Thanks to the audience. SKTV, another day. Melbourne, what's going on?
Yeah, my brother, thank God you're here. I think you are following. I asked my brother Steve a question, but you want to be talking in general, but anyway, that's good. Thank God that you're back, and let's say good evening and welcome.
Yep, we hanging in there. We're trying. The weather is changing, so everybody's shaking Minnesota. We got cold, runny nose, fever, strep throat, but that's it. We take it. That's the weather here. It always happens every year. During the change of the season, the transition of the season, these are things that happen. And today, SKTV, you guys got to, I will reiterate our point yesterday. We never did well when it comes to the financing aspect of the SKTV operation. So I'm hoping our people can show up today. I think Mr. Kanye told me it was only 2 individuals that made donations. So I hope we can do better today because it's week 3 and things don't seem to be going well. So we try our best, as always, to be on the show. Either way, whether we make adjustment or not, but at least the show must go on and require financing and support from our listening audience, supporters, sympathizer, and everyone that listens to the SKTV program. But I'm okay. Thanks to be here again. Another day. Yep.
So Mo, you say the weather changing?
Yep. It's kind of maybe 30 hours a day. The sun is hot and then it feels like it want to rain and then it's cold. Here my picking, I'm gonna say I got a cold. My picking said doing great. Even the other kid that he always play with too, everybody got that running nose, that cough, and feeling a little bit feverish because the weather is not consistent. But that's it. That's Minnesota. So mentally, we are built for it. We'll take it either day. We accept it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, welcome, man. Welcome to the show today, Saturday. Melbourne has a social question, and we are, we're looking into the social question here. We're trying to see what time it is, folks. Let's share the show.
Yeah, share the show. While we get set up, get ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, today we'll be looking into the 9 months of Joseph Boakai as president. In fact, on the 22nd, which is exactly about 2 weeks from today, next Sunday, President Joseph Boakai will be 9 months in office. We want to evaluate, scrutinize, and look into his 9 months, what he has done. So far, we can see some of them just from the surface. Ryan first class, enjoying himself, going from plane to plane, going from place to place, coming by line, talking foolishness with confidence. We're seeing some of these things. We'll delve into it a little deeper. We could have a surprise guest or contributor to the show today. We're working on it behind the scene. Sekou will be joining us momentarily. You'll have the entire panel on today. Please share the show. You all know when we come on the show, we don't joke around. But more from an international standpoint, a lot of things going on around the world. I saw most recently, Ukraine is launching into Russia. Not easy on our other side. But also from an international standpoint, in Africa, the president of Senegal, one of my favorite presidents on the planet Earth, and one of the reasons for which he became my favorite guy, on his day of inauguration, he carried 2 wives. I respect that. I respect him for that. He carried 2 wives, one Muslim, one Christian, and he did a thing. And since then, he's been on a trajectory of seriousness to govern and to lead without fooling around, without messing around. And yesterday, he made an announcement, dissolved the parliament because they were fooling around, they were bouncing around, and they were not up for business. And I think there should be an election coming up for new parliament, serious-minded people to come and run. Mark, what's saying? How do you react, and what's caught your attention in the world so far, or around the world so far?
Yeah, those two updates. I mean, those two stories. They were very important because the war in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia, is becoming like a proxy war that is going to maybe lead to something bigger. Because yesterday, the Russian government, the NATO and America is fully engaged in our war, but they are not. They are operating as proxy, and that's something the Russian understand. So I think I saw Zelensky complaining yesterday because the Joe Biden White House said they are not 100% sure, or they are leaning to not giving him long-range visa because Putin drew a line in the sand that if any long-range visa reaches Moscow, then it will be an open declaration of war against NATO in America. So apparently that's the reason the Biden administration is not committing to giving them long-range visa, because for Russia, that would seem like the red line and over the top. And the one thing I keep telling people, I used to have a problem when people say educated people feel like, bro, maybe sometimes we misinterpret that statement. But when you look at the course of history and you look at what other countries did, other leaders, regular leaders, some of them never had PhD and masters, but they were just regular men. I don't think Paul Kagame is that educated. When you read the history of the great Thomas Sankara, these guys were not highly educated. Whether it was, I think only a few African leaders really got Western education. But when you watch and look at history, when you do your research, regular men were the one that trained the trajectory of society. Regular men. Some of them never traveled across the Atlantic Ocean to do foreign studies, but they were able to transform their country. It just took guts and it took heart. The thing about education is, it's not about acquiring education. It's about what you do with the education that you acquire. When you weaponize your education against your own people, then education becomes useless and worthless. When you cannot turn your education into something tangible that benefit regular people, then why is the essence of your education? When you don't add value to society, then your education becomes worthless. I think that's what they be saying. Because look what happened in Senegal. They made the commander-in-chief. That's why I keep telling people, Africa, we always hamstring ourselves. When you look at democracy from the course of history and around the world, the one thing that the white men did, they established institutions, they established law. In the case of Africa, there are things that won't work in Africa. I'm not saying that we cannot adjust to them, but the foundations are just not there. You see that in your own country. You got Ways, Means, and Committee chairman telling you there was no concurrence of a budget. If you don't have a concurrence of budget, then how you go to the executives? Because you are not even playing by the rules and you're supposed to be educated. So sometimes I want to question that particular statement, but when you look at it from a deeper standpoint and you really analyze it, they be saying something the complete opposite, but there are some element of truth to it. You look at our country that your foreign minister will go and beg Japan for $3 million for rest or full support or for rest, and you're stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from institution in the country, but you are begging for $3 million. It's supposed to be something we're supposed to cheer for the entire country, that you are begging Japan to give you support for your staple food rice, but yet you are making cost to agriculture budget. Then why are you got educated for? So what become the essence of your education? When you got someone who they call a Harvard-trained economist that have all the international acclamation, when you institutionalize corruption in your country, then what is the essence of your education? So in some instances, I don't blame the common people. I blame the people who are supposed to set the example in society and lay the marker. You cannot even tell the essence of that education or why they even went to school for. When regular men in history change the course, they change the trajectory. Like I just named some of them, whether it was the Sankara, whether it's the guy from Senegal, whether they are the military guys in Mali. These guys are up to something serious, and you don't need education for that. I'm not against education because I'm gonna say we are educated. But the fact of the matter is that education is not going to increase or improve the living standard of the regular people, then your education is as worthless as the piece of paper they gave you calling a degree. That's my thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Kane, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
Yes. Yeah, we're doing okay. It's a good Saturday to be alive. I know later on we'll be catching up and fixing things. Can you please update us? Anything on
From yesterday?
yeah.
What in money?
Yeah. Today by that protest, we gotta hit our target today. Today that protest on SKTV. Before we open our opinion poll now, we gotta do that protest. We have to get that number today. That 30. I think we did 2 yesterday, right, Mr. Kanye? I think 2 or 3. Please
4.
give us an update. Yes.
4 people. It was 4.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a new one. That was from yesterday. 4.
Okay, as we go in the show, we'll be checking in with you to make sure we are up to date. But Mr. Kane, everything going on around the world. Before we get to Melbourne for local news and update, what caught your attention with everything going on around the world? Apart from this week, Donald Trump invoked some of the tribes in Liberia. I know people jokingly joke that the Kisi tribe eats dog. Donald Trump invoked eating dog in the United States. So I don't know if they brought a lot of Kisi people on the side, but that one will leave it. But apart from that, and apart from Kamala Harris, making Donald Trump to appear very confused, discombobulated, and I know what's going on. Apart from those, what caught your attention?
Yeah, honestly, first of all, I want to say thank you to you guys, for keeping the show going. And before I actually say anything, I want to say thank you to our viewers and our listeners, both in Liberia and in the diaspora. I got a couple of calls yesterday, few calls, and this is normal. It has been going on the whole time. But yesterday in particular, I don't know what happened on the show. Some people from Liberia and some people called me too from around here that, oh, Sekou, we need to talk to your people. We like the show, we love the show. But when people come here, it's like cursing people. Because I didn't watch the show, I didn't listen. People cursing people, it can also encourage viewer to also be cursing on the show. You're on the radio, you have no control as to who listen to the radio. You got kids and other people, saying you guys are role model, you guys are they want to set the tone and people listen to you. People want, to learn a lot from you guys, but you shouldn't be cursing on the show. I don't know exactly who cursed. I know traditionally we don't curse on SKTV, but sometimes our tone Some people can find it difficult to listen to. Sometimes some people can find it insulting. But what I can tell you, all of you that are listening, we don't want to insult anybody, and our intention is not to disrespect or insult anybody. We are not political party. We are not against any political, party or anybody in person. And Liberia thing is not personal. We don't really care. We only here to shine light on the issue, to expose the wrongdoers so that they can change their way of doing things. And those who elect to be our leaders should be checked at all time, should be called out when they need to be. I think that's what we do. But I just want to question ourselves, in as much as we are passionate and serious about what's going on in Liberia. Let me tell you, that country is now a serious country. You got serious-minded people, but not all of them are. Some people that you've been defending are the ones that can insult you. People that you are fighting for are the ones that can be fighting you in the back, defending their oppressors. So we will not take anything personal. We shouldn't take personal. I don't really want to listen to whatever happened because I know we don't cause on the show. But since it's becoming a concern, and one thing I must acknowledge, being on the radio is very, very much important. It's vital to our goal because we want to make sure people listen to us. We want to make sure people get our messages. Besides that, I think everything is good. So I just want to make sure that those people who called me yesterday, they know that I didn't talk to anybody in the back. I didn't call Mabel. I didn't call Monk. I didn't call Steve to talk about this. I wanted to come here clearly to respond to your calls in front of our guys, and pretty much we have most of the main people here today. All of them are here, but if Steve is here, Monk, Mabel, myself, that's SKTV right there. We have other colleagues that are not here today, but I just want to inform you that we don't come here to fight anybody, to insult anybody. We will discuss politicians. If you are a public figure, we'll discuss you. We got nothing personal against anybody. So I just wanted to add that. But with regards to what's going on politically in the world, I am concerned in as much as Kamala Harris she has all the momentum. But to look at Donald Trump for who he is, man with 34 convicted felony counts, with hundreds of other cases hanging around him, the man that could possibly go to jail, the man who has no shame, who lies about everything. Everything that comes from Donald Trump is a lie. The only person that believes him most is himself. To see that man going in neck and neck with Kamala Harris or with anybody in this country, it tells you that politics is something different. Anything is possible. Let me see this, mark this work today. Now mark this word today, what I'm telling you right now. Kamala Harris, I want her to win. I'm campaigning for her. We're doing door-to-door, reaching out outreach and everything, but to even see Donald Trump going neck and neck in Arizona, in Pennsylvania, it means that this country, this election is open. Nobody should be fooled. Nobody should be carried away by the momentum of Kamala Harris. She's young. She represents the new generation. She's intelligent. She's well educated. She has a track record of accomplishment from prosecutor to attorney general to senator to vice president. However, let's be cautious. When you ask me what caught my attention, I feel like Donald Trump, you can't count him out. He can possibly win this election. I don't want it to happen, but if people put in the work, I just suppose Kamala Harris can win. One of the main things that is actually driving Donald Trump's, position and power in this country is racism. And racism is real. We can't discount it. It's real and alive. Racist people, majority of the white racist people are with the Republican Party. It has been like that. The good people, all people who are moderate, they support Democrat, regardless of who's running. I just wanted to say that. If you want to argue this, I know there are states here in America. Even you put door out there, say they door here, the Democrat. New York people, California, and some other, like Illinois, no matter what happens, whatever you put there, they're going to vote Democrat, regardless who the person is. There are other states too. No matter who you put there, like Texas, like Mississippi, like Alabama, like Louisiana. Only lately Georgia changed a little bit. Georgia was part of it. Like Tennessee, like Kentucky, no matter who you put there for president, you're going to vote Republican. But those in the middle, who say they're not part of anybody, they don't support anybody. When it comes to racism, racist white people are the ones that are supporting Donald Trump. Donald Trump got into politics because of the brutal lies about Obama not being a citizen of America, questioning the very first black president citizenship, and since that time, Donald Trump being racist the whole time. Even to say Haitian, people that are from Haiti, the black people from Haiti, to say they are in Springfield, Ohio, eating people's dogs and cats. It's not just about cat and dog, it's about racism. Because they are black people, they are less of a human. Trying to portray them as they are not one of, or they are not like us. And all Donald Trump campaign, Steve, from start to finish, is all about immigrant. So as an immigrant, I found that insulting. He using immigrant to campaign to get the good side of his racist white people, to somehow infuse hate against the immigrant, simply to get a vote from his racist people. So those are things that I'm really focusing on. When it comes to American politics, I know Donald Trump has all the bad record, but when it comes to the election, you can't count him out. Donald Trump can pull this out, can pull it off anytime.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kane. And I'm glad I know we spoke briefly this morning. You were sleeping last night. We did not have the chance to connect, but I'm glad you brought up to the public the cause and the concern. And most times I know you will not talk about those kind of thing with me or call anybody on the side to say, oh, don't tolerate it. That's not that I trust. And that's something that you do. You never, since I've been knowing you never try to censor or that's not who you are. Anything that's going to be addressed in public, you address it. Yesterday we had a good show. I think I would use the word of Donald Trump here or Borre. The show was fascinating. It was elated. In fact, it was like Donald Trump said, it was the best ever.
You two were the better fat and furious.
Yeah.
Nothing like you ever seen before.
Nothing like you ever seen before. But anyway, folks, let's today again, let's hear from Melbourne. Melbourne, what's going on in the country? What's the latest update? My man, let us know what's going on.
Well, so apart from all of the old news, let me just bring you the latest that you talk about. Today was just so surprising to all Liberians today, especially in Margibi County. Liberians, for the first time ever, witnessing the graduation of some Cindy Society school graduates, they call themselves, that in fact they were graduating today. So there were a lot of mixed reactions to that. I think I sent you the video where we witnessed some of our sisters, young babies, children, coming from that Cindy Society butch in the name of they are graduating from the school. That spark up mixed reactions. People are saying this is the first of a kind, send the world. This thing been around for a long time, but it was beyond the scene. How come now we are seeing this thing, in fact, on camera? So that spark of mixed reactions from our people back home. People are concerned about this, as to what's going on. How can children, even if you want to have the women, or maybe do other women, maybe being part, how can children are also part of it? So again, maybe government going to react to these things and tell us exactly what's going on, because mind you, during the time of the former cultural ambassador Judy Andy, we don't used to see these things, but again, we now start to witness and see the Senate Butch or the Senate School graduating huge amount of women, including young children, babies, and so forth. We saw them holding babies all in their hands, also coming from the Butch. So far, apart from some of the old news coming from in Liberia, where we are hearing that the government or the court orders government to release the body of Musu, so that the family member can do the burial. So apart from the DEA seizing almost worth of US $1 million worth of cocaine at the RIA, so far nothing much apart from what I just said to you and the rest of the team.
Okay, thank you so much, Milborn. Government seizing the DA or whatever it is, the seizing drug. We not hear that story. We not see that same story before. But Mr. Kane, let's start a conversation like this. Let's start a conversation like this. Next week, Sunday, makes Joseph Boakai 9 months in office. Just overall, before we get into any other thing, how would you rate Joseph Boakai after 9 months? Because 9 months, and that's small time, 9 months, baby can be born. So that plenty of months there. What would you say?
I don't like to be the first to the Boakai and the government. The reason is very simple. I don't want my opinion to sway other people's opinion. I don't want my opinion to have any impact on how people think. I would like to be the last, if you don't mind, because I can go extensively as to how I feel and what I know. Beyond that, we have a lot of information that was told people that the other day we're going to share with them.
Yes.
And the fact that we are here today, you were not here that day. I think you were here. You were here.
No, right? I was not here, but I follow it after.
So we have a lot to share with our people. Whether it's about the drug dealing that the president himself is a part of now, whether it's about the people training malicious or rebel group in Liberia, in Lofa County in particular, whether it's about the infighting within the NSA, we got a lot to share with our people today. So I want to be the last on the particular question.
Yes. And Mr. Kane, these are the two things that we'll cover for the rest of the week. Hopefully, tomorrow too as well, we'll incorporate that. Even if we have the chairman, even if the chairman joins us later on, we want to make sure we cover some of those information, because some people keep asking someone about those information. When you guys will talk about this, so folks, let's share the show. Monk, what would you say? It's been 9 months. 9 months and that's small time. What do you say? Before we come back to Mr. Kane and get some of the updates that we've been keeping hanging on. What say you?
Well, 9 months is a long time. 9 months is 3/4 of a year. It's 3 quarters combined. You could have a kid in 9 months. For me, up to now, I cannot tell the direction that this administration is going. I cannot make sense of their vision for the country and what they are trying to accomplish. I have no idea what the rescue mission priorities are. because, like I said, the budget is almost like the financial statement of the president's vision for a country. The way resources are allocated, it tells you his priorities. I cannot make sense of that. And even the president's own rescue agenda is being hamstringed by the president himself by making the across-the-board cuts to things like illicit drugs pouring into the country, in terms of agriculture, in terms of healthcare and education. I don't know how you can make cuts in key sectors in society that benefit the most and then claim that you have an agenda for the country. I don't know how to even make sense of it. So for me, if I tell you that I can make sense of this president agenda, then I will be lying to you. I have no clue. It's one thing here and there. There is no cohesion. It's 1 minute you're doing asset recovery, another day the president's own cabinet member that have been caught up by the GAC investigation. We are yet to see him taking action. What is the reinstatement of the two, the boss and the deputy from the LDA, even though he declared your national security? You know, the president was brave enough by taking your drug tests to fool our people that he's so focused on fighting drugs. And then when you look at the budget for drugs, you got LDA agents complain that they don't even have the logistical support. I'm not even talking about this. I'm not even talking about the moral support. I'm talking about the logistical support just to be able to do their job. Now, I'm not talking about either the outcome of their job or the fight against illicit drugs, but if you can even give people the tools and resources that they need to even get on the job, then what is safe for you? So I will stop there for now, but I believe it will be another 6 years of no hair and no tail. It's just one thing here and there. It will almost like the previous 6 years. That's what you experience, because when you bring people to power without competence, without vision, without, you know the tough thing about vision is seeing something that is not there. And in order for you to convince people of something that they cannot see, you got to be very clear and concise about your own vision. Because your vision got to be so clear to yourself that you should be able to interpret to other people for them to buy into it, even though they cannot see it. So you want me to believe on SKTV to come here and take hours of my day to tell the Liberian people about things happening in the country, and want me to believe that Joseph Boga got a vision for Liberia? I should be a fool to everything like that after 9 months. So that's where things are right now.
Okay, thank you, Mo. Melbourne, let's hear from you before we go to Sekou. You on the ground. What say you about the administration? 9 months in, some people say we should get a government chance. Well, someone who started from earlier on and let the people know what's going on. Today we're 9 months now after the inauguration. 9 months. What say you?
So again, let me say thank you, and let me say to you, Sekou and the Representative Monk, even 4 months, your daughter is sitting. She tried not to make progress. So that life is all about progress. So before I even talk about 9 months, life without progress, that means you are just wasting your own time. So, but again, my brother, nothing. Let me be frank. The government came on the mantle of rescue. And for what we are seeing, let me be frank, nothing is moving. And they keep telling us to wait, observe things, to wait while they are taking salaries. And it's just quite frustrating. Let me be frank, nothing moving the entire 9 months, or they're going to go to even the 1 year period, because nothing going to happen on the first 1 year. Let me just say this so that they can know, but nothing going on. Even the first time on this rescue team, their first school year. See how it look. If you open the line right now, people will tell you that indeed this first school year on this regime is no terrible like this. So what's going to happen for the second school year, where parents are crying, no money, you are dismissing people, taking people from job, you are doing all sorts of things in the name of getting things done. But at the end of the day, you are getting salaries, you are benefiting, you are traveling. So my brother, nothing. Let me be frank, no tangible. Let any other party call me today or rescue party call the show and say this is one of the tangible. I only want to see tangible. Tell me, maybe today, go to this place and you're going to see our handmark. Thank you. So as far as I'm concerned, we still waiting. He said you keep our finger crossed. But my daughter is sitting and very soon she should start crying. So thank you.
So thank you. That means she's making progress. Making progress. We're not making progress. We just in one place. Either we see in one place or it's just going behind instead of going forward.
Yeah, and it's on my way. So that means if my niece was waiting too, then that means she will still be sitting.
Milbo get Togo.
Yeah, they will be accusing Milbo of winning again. But anyway, Mr. Cannon, just before yeah, that one. The first accusation that will come out, I can tell you that one.
Mr. Cannon, you want to give us an update, please? Today is the weekend. Today is Saturday. You want to give an update? You want to check in our basket?
Let me check real quick.
Check in our basket.
Yeah. Why Mr. Cannon is checking? Mr. Cannon, what are the word you used that time to describe the JNB-led government? I've forgotten it. We normally like to use that word. Normally we use that word in psychology a lot. I just forgetting the word. I'm not sure if you said they were inconsistent. No, you use one word to describe the JNB-led government. One time you used that word.
Yeah, I would think about it. I remember what you're talking about, but
that word is the. Once I think about it, I'll talk it as well. But in the meantime, before we turn it over to Mr. Cannon to give us updates and some of the information, Mr. Cannon, please do this for us. Please don't put up all of the information out there. And the reason for that is we're not here to do funny things. In fact, when you go in deeper, I will have to interrupt so we can start the show and then maybe come back tomorrow because nobody's.
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. So we stay at 20. Well, we stay at 26. Today we gotta hit 26 at least. Because you got four, right?
Yeah.
But Mr. Cannon, where's the number? I should put it up there, right? Let me see.
Me, I like it when you're on the screen, when you're on the main screen, they are pinning things. Me, I'm a visual person, so I love to see things.
Mr. Cannon, the number there? You can't do any adjustments.
Right there.
Yeah, Steve, just put it right there.
Okay, let me send it to somebody else. Just ask me. Let me while we're talking, let me send it to them. Let me send it to them quick. Folks, let's share the show because we're about to get into some very deep politics. Well, from my end, the Joseph Yuma Boaga government, I said it from day one. I had no expectation of Joseph Boaga because Joseph Boaga never proved in his own life that he could move anything forward. Never, ever. He never improved his life. He came to us and said he was living on loans. A man who just came from the vice presidency for 12 years, who was collecting his salary, collecting other benefits. At the same time, it is alleged that he was a chief negotiator for the brown envelopes as president of the Senate. And that man tell me that he living on loan. And I was supposed to say that man can improve your life. The man own life, the man not improving that your life will improve. And you just can't wait and vote for him. The man got a whole life in front of him for 6 years. He not improving. He was going taking money from Joey behind closed door, collecting money from Costa and Stanton. He didn't do nothing for himself. That I want, as we can sit and say he will do something better for like, bro. You're getting 100 years if you want. Let me say it to you, 100 years, he will not improve his life before you will improve your life. Any amount of years you're getting, ain't chilling the free, they riding free plane, eh? And I'm free.
You know, Steve, just before Mr. Cannon come, you know the people who got a mindset that Joseph Boaga need time. You know, there is a cliche out there that says direction is better than speed. Because when you are going in the right direction, when you have a goal or you have an agenda, when you are working in that direction, it's just a matter of when you will get it, not if. But if you are not even going in that direction, why make you? I could give you all the time in the world, and you still won't arrive at the destination because you are not going in the right direction. And that's why the people who believe that somehow, the president needs up to 3 or 4 years before that. No, he's not even going in the right direction. So the probability of he getting to the target is not going to happen. So that's just why it is. It's not about time. It's about what you're doing in the direction you are going through. I mean, going to or moving in the direction you are moving towards. That's it.
Yeah, Mr. Cannon, so it's up to you.
Yeah. So speaking of Joseph Boaga serving as vice president for 12 years, and then right after that he started struggling or pretended to be struggling. And
a minute. Somebody is raising consent, so I want you to check it out. Or Joseph. Yeah.
And that's true. Somebody else reached out to me in my inbox and said the Cash app is not working. So
Oh, Mr. Kenneth, you honor money, SKTV, and you,
Mr. Kenneth,
you announcement?
No, the second number is not on Cash App. The Cash App number is the Cash App number. It's working 100%.
Okay, so which one? So we can differentiate that, beg you, because people are confused.
Cash App, and you have the number, then it says Zelle, you have the number.
Okay, so what people,
the first number is the Cash App number, the second one is the Zelle.
Yeah, so the one that says, so the one that says Cash App to the Cash App will No, we're talking about our president for 12 years. You don't care how on the show. We're not gonna go to our show. Yeah. What wrong with you on the strap?
Yeah, so the one that end with 2081, that is Cash App. The first Cash App that we used to have, that one is still using, and that one is not working. You understand? The first guy that used to end with 0783, that's the one they're using. That one is not working. That one, somebody wanted to do some funny business with that one, so we close it. So the one that's working is 480-401-2081. That's the Cash App. Zelle is 602-620-0352. So, let me now lose my train of thought here. You know, speaking of the vice presidency, Steve, Monk, and Mabel, I want to bring this to your attention as well. Why is it that the current vice president is not visible? What is he doing? Is he taking pay?
He is. He's a pack race car.
Is this still getting the same budget Joseph Baka was getting and Joe Howard Taylor was getting? Is she getting it? What is he doing with it? Is it working? What are the paying for? But that is, we are profiling. We have somehow went deeper on him. That is a different conversation for another day. He's working for himself, but he's not working for the Liberian people. He has a lot going on, but nobody's saying it. He's not working as vice president. He's working for himself, but he's taking pay. $2 million plus budget, and then you're not visible, you're not doing anything, you're not working for the Liberian people. At least Joseph Baka work on group of some 7 people were there, they, even though he end up stealing their money, but yeah, we saw him working. And
he stole equipment, the blind people money.
Yeah, the blind people. So me I say group of 77, you gotta describe people.
Yeah, we gotta let it put in. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that kind of sweat?
So Joseph Baka took the people's money, ran away with their money. But anyway, when it comes to Joseph Baka's government and the Unity Party as a whole, you know, when the government started, personally, I said we don't want to. What the hell? Who's calling? We're not taking calls yet. Maybe somebody trying to confirm something, Steve. Let me hold on one second. Yeah, whoever calling, if you calling to confirm the Cash App number, yeah, that's the number right there. You just call. I think somebody called that number. Trying to know what our number. So Steve, right before the 3 month, of Joseph Baka presidency, people say, "Oh no, you're giving me at least 3 months." 3 months reach, most ability they say at least me I'll get there at least 6 months. 6 months feeling pass. Most ability sat here the other day and told you that he believed that Joseph Baka is not in control, like many other Liberians. So it's hard to rate Joseph Baka as a president. It's easy to rate the government because that is in whole. But Joseph Baka in particular, Joseph Baka is not working. So you're going to rate Joseph Baka as president, he got 0. First of all, you must participate in a test before you can get a score. But he's not participating right now. Joseph Baka is just like And, you know, they tell how man used to travel to go to marketplaces, you know, and the chicken there or all the, you know, all the pet they can put in the low basket and put it on the top of the car. Yeah. They are just there. They don't know where they're going. They don't know whether they're going to sell them. They don't know whether they're going to kill them, but they're just in there.
And they can be happy because when the wind be blowing,
they can be happy.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what's going on with them. You know, people call it Dununga Sise. That's how they call it. Yeah. So that one day, Joseph Parker is just like a Dununga Sise. He doesn't even know what's going on. He's just there. They take him anywhere they want to take him. They use him any kind of way they want to use him to exploit the country. So yes, I cannot rate Joseph Boakai as president. Joseph Boakai is 0. The government, they are not only, you know, fighting among themselves, but they don't understand how to govern. They have no sense of direction. From one thing to another, one thing to another, one thing to another, until they can actually identify their priorities. Yes, so the word I used that time, I said this is a very unstable government. They are very unstable.
That's the word, unstable.
Yeah. And the reason is they have no sense of direction. Imagine the entire country believed that George Weah was inept, George Weah was incompetent, George Weah was not up to the task, George Weah was inexperienced, George Weah does not have the education and blah, blah, blah. If George Weah can perform better than Joseph Nima Boakai's chief, people can overlook this thing, but this is not something to overlook. If George Weah can perform in the first 100 days, 6 months, 9 months, then Joseph Nima Boakai. What do you think? So yes, to answer your question, Joseph Nima Boakai government, if I can't read Joseph Boakai won't buy got 0. But as government, I'll give them 3.
3 out of 10?
3 out of 10. And the reason why they got a 3, because they were elected. They got a name president. They got a name vice president, and they're appointing their own people. They're appointing people in government position. So even though they're doing, you know, they're doing it on a high scale of nepotism, but they are doing it. They are doing some kind of thing somewhere. So you get 3. But in terms of performance, in terms of deliverable, I'm not seeing it. So we are yet to see that.
Okay. So, Mr. Kane, you know, I know we got to push you on something here really quick. We'll come back to the contribution quickly. But before you even call on to see if we're making any progress, because
let me just say 2 people donated. One person donated $50 and then $20. So that's 3 instead of 2. Because that person that donated $50, we count that as 2.
So we are 23. 23 left, right?
Yeah.
23. We're keeping score.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Thanks for the update. Folks, let's share the show. We're making progress here. We don't want to be like the Jose Yuma Baga government. But anyway, let me ask you this question, Mr. Kane. The issue of drugs in the country, because I want to talk about yesterday, and some people were getting jittery and so forth. Yesterday, after the show, right after the show, I got a call.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked for you. You were the first person they asked for. What's it? I was following the show today. I said, well, how may I help you? What's going on? And this person began to narrate to me that Joseph Boakai is fully aware and participatory into this whole drug issue. And he chose his son, especially the big one, is in it as well. Mr. Kane, what are you hearing? What are your sources saying with the drug business?
Yeah, first of all, let me respond to Rachel Johnson. Yes, we got your donation yesterday. Thank you. So Steve, the drugs issue, the United States government is closely following what is going on in Liberia. As we told you guys the other day here, that Guinea-Bissau was a central point. When drugs leave El Salvador, Guatemala, Brazil, Colombia, to Africa, the vessel where they go first is Guinea-Bissau. So what happened? They incorporated Liberia under George Weah time. And the first consignment that's supposed to go to Liberia, that's the one that the United States government flagged, and they were able to trace it all the way to Liberia. And individuals from Guinea-Bissau, from Sierra Leone, from Guinea, along with some key government officials in Liberia that were aware, they arrested only the foreign guys. But those big hands behind them, they went, they allowed them to go. Even the money, $100,000, the cash they confiscated from them, they gave everything back to them. And then those guys, they freed them, they told them, say, okay, the $100,000, we're going to tell the government to give it back to you guys, but you have to give it to us to let you go. And guess what happened? It was government officials that put those guys in their car all the way to the border crossing. And take them out. Yes. In fact, NSA people are aware because one of them flagged and sent the information. He was told a VIP. Let it go. Yes. You know, sometimes it's challenging to work in security apparatus, but it's rewarding when it comes to information. See, let it go. So now Joseph Boakai took over. They found out that there was a lot of money in this drug thing. The reason why Findabondo was called rescue murder, it was because of the same drugs. So Joe Boakai, they saw the money in there, and they decided to engage. Day before yesterday, right after we had a conversation here, when I talk about how Fadiga, Ebi Kurma, and Joseph Boakai himself, they're traveling to Guinea-Bissau, to Sierra Leone, and some of the things that happened. They had a conversation again, thinking they would not know, but just telling you right now, they had another conversation. They told Ebi Kurma they're going to reinstate him. You know, I came here, I said, Joseph Boakai is not crazy to let go Ebi Kurma or Fadiga without some sort of compensation or placing them somewhere else. They will have some financial benefit. Other than that, they will disgrace Joseph Boakai and his entire government and key players in his government that are also part of the drug dealing. And we inform you people here that pretty soon, people will be sanctioned in Liberia for involving in drug dealing and money laundering. just as Joria was called here by the CIA. So in short, Steve, the drugs that just came in the country, the $100 million worth of drugs that came in the country, the entire government is aware. When I say entire government, I'm not talking about the little one. Those that make decisions in the government, from the president, and from the cabinet, and some senators, they are aware. They are part of it. So they might reinstate both Abiy Kroma and Fadiga, and the fear is if they let him go, they know where the bodies are buried. They might, spare the bean. And you know what I mean. So yes, Joseph Mabuagai is aware. His son is leading the charge. And one of our own that we all know, being quiet lately, is also being incorporated, being introduced to the drugs money. You will see them even, I don't know what I should say this. They even had the conversation how to clean the money that they just started making. They are planning on buying homes in America. And that's how some of the money transfer, that's how the United States government got concerned. I'll tell you more because some other things are very close to home that I will now, say such certain thing here. But maybe I will tell you guys some of the stuff in the back. But bottom line is, Joseph Mabuaga government is heavily involved in drug dealing right now. That's why the same method, the same process that the other people were using, bringing the drugs in the country through the airport. The fight, the very first fight between Fadiga and Abiy Kroma started as to who to be appointed as a commander for LDEA at the airport. That's the crossing point. So when you are assigned there, everything that's going to come through, you can see it. You get big money. Your bosses get their share. They let it in the country. Yeah, Fadiga was like, he's the operation person. He should be the one doing everything on the field, even controlling whatever happened at the airport so he can get the lion's share of the money.
Yeah.
So Fadiga went and fired the person Abiy Kroma put there. Abiy Kroma came to and fired the person Fadiga put there and reinstated his own person. That's what Fadiga told the drug king in the country, the person that were there, they know it and they release it. Fadiga was not doing it because he loved the country, because he fought in drugs. He was denied that opportunity. Yeah, Liberia, when it comes to drugs, Liberia is destroyed. I don't know how it's going to be fixed. I don't know. Because it's deeper, way deeper than you know. So if you ask me about the drug thing is at the highest level, and it's been driven by the people at the highest level. And I can emphatically say that Joseph Mabuaga is aware of what is going on right now when it comes to drugs, just as George Weah was aware.
We'll open the line so really quick.
So on the let me just elaborate a little bit on the issue of people training in Lofa County. The last time people were not here, and when we talk about it briefly, people got concerned, people get scared, and guess what happened? I got a lot of calls from key players in the country Some senators, now one senators, I say senators, you heard me clearly. Some with military background confirm the information, Steve. Some representatives also confirm the information. It was also clear that the president, Joseph Nima Boakai, is aware of the people training in Lofa County. In fact, some of the people being recruited in Liberia there by the current immigration boss, Stephen Zago.
Can you repeat that again? Can you take it one time and repeat it?
The people who are training rebel group led by a former general from Guinea called Klo Pivi. They recruiting and training in Liberia. That some of the recruitment, they are recruiting some Liberians too, who are willing to participate in it. Even last week, we were told Steve Zago and one of the key players from the Ministry of Defense, they visited the site. That Joseph Boakai is aware. Steve Zago, the one who is the immigration boss, the former senator of Lofa County, he's aware. Remember, this is Steve Zago, who was, while he was senator, he was arrested in Masantan, inciting people that were fight. There was a fight between the Loma and the Madingo people in Masantan, in Guinea, not Liberia side, in Guinea. He was there bringing in some stuff, and he was arrested by the Guinean authority. And later on, the Liberian government intervened. He was free. At that time, he was a senator. But now, the guy who, and let me say this has nothing to do with tribe. The guy who happened to be the general, remember this guy here, during Lassana Conte time, this guy was the one of the people that led the coup, where they put the president on house arrest, and the president promised him everything, and then they allowed the president to go. He is one of the fearful general in Guinea. He was in jail. So his son is also in the military. He ran away. His son went and broke the jailhouse, the prison compound, and take most of them out. The other two main people, the former president Dadis Kamara and the other guy called another Kamara guy, Keburo Kamara, something like that. He too, they were scared. They went back. But this guy here left, came to Masantan area there, region, and then he entered Guinea. Entered Liberia. He happened to be from the Loma tribe. So I'm not saying that all Loma people are doing it, but this guy, the reason why Masantan and Lofa County was the easiest way to go through, because he was accommodated by his people. And Steve Zago happened to be one of the lead person to help him do this recruitment. If you can recall, I don't know whether you have observed this recently, the immigration people in Liberia, the training they are doing, they're now doing it on paperwork. The training they're doing right now, they are doing military training. immigration. They're doing military infantry training. I will stop there.
Yes, before we get to the rest of the team or open the line here, as interesting and as scary as it sounds, you're 100% right. Most recently, I have noticed for some immigration friends that I have, which I will not call the names here, I've seen them not only with those long-range guns or whatever it is, they've been operating with the long-range guns. Most recently, in the past few months, which I found to be a little confusing because in the past, they were not carrying these guns. They were not operating with these guns or whatever it is. But they've been engaged into these long-range guns and so forth and all of that. And we know for a fact that, you know, taking BB going to the policeman. Policemen don't normally carry BB going around. They're not supposed to do that unless there is something that is planning or they, you know. So, I mean, all of these are coded messages and so forth. But Mark, what say you? Based on what you've heard so far, what say you before we open the line? This is very interesting.
Well, there's some scary stuff. The last time the chairman was here, I even read the suggestion because it seems like I don't know whether he's sitting on some of those information or he being fed those information. Because I think he should be on the A game. I'm now a security guy. I don't understand sources of methods, but it's just a risky situation that you have a segment of the country, the youth population as well, being at risk for drugs. And then you got some national security threat. Some people say happening at the border. And you talk about some kind of a ethnic undertone, ethnic cleansing, people will say it's a bad thing for the country. It spells danger. And the people who are responsible for security, I just hope they can step on again because these are not things that we love to hear on SKTV. But the fact of the matter is the threat exists, they are real, and it could literally spill out of control. And you know, I keep saying that one of the reasons when people have fear when it comes to national security issue, especially in the midst of tough economic situation, poverty and suffering, people become disenchanted and they can easily spill into, they can go out of control. So when you have the national security issue happening there, it may put the entire society at a higher risk. And Steve, don't forget, people are breaking prison compound all over the country. They did the second time. The last time I had a call, the other say who was here, he said it happened in Granger, now it happening in what McGill County. Yeah, so I don't know what to say from a security standpoint. Like I said, I'm not too versed when it comes to security, but this kind of
not to cut you, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Most of the people then that most people that are breaking the jail, that they are freeing from those prisoners, those inmates, most of them being taken to the training camp. And they are not.
Can you imagine that?
On purpose, yeah, they are doing it on purpose.
Wow. So the question is, what would be the intent? Why is that end goal? Because if the average Liberian hearing this kind of a breaking news and this kind of a sensitive national security information, when from your own assessment, why do you think is their end goal? Because people do things with a motive. And once you can understand motive, then it's easy to understand action that people take. So what would be their overall end goal, and what are they trying to achieve in the end? And what do you think? Yeah.
You're talking about the end goal?
Yeah, I'm asking. I mean, from your own assessment, what is the end goal? What are they trying to achieve? The main objective here, from your own assessment.
The bottom line is Judah Bakar is not in control, and people running the country, they don't know what they are doing. You know, they were told one of the reasons why they did major reshuffle in the army on the top in terms of the chief of staff and this and that. They were told that some members of the armed forces of Liberia went to Guinea, that they had a conversation with Guinean military junta along with Mali and Burkina Faso. The Liberian military, should they decide to do what happened in Guinea or Mali and Guinea-Bissau and how you call it, Gabon and Chad and Burkina Faso, whether they can rely on them. So they are saying they are doing a preemptive strike instead of people planning to do something to them, they rather help some other people from Guinea train and fight back. Instead of they fighting, instead of they waiting for people to come and remove them, so they want to make sure they can destabilize the Guinean government as well. That's the end goal. I don't know how well it will go for Liberia, a country that's filled with so much hate and anger, a country that decided to loot our country. We have not yet recovered from what happened in the 90s. If we can be in discussion for attempting to destabilize another country, that's a big deal.
Okay, well, let's open the lines and let's hear some reaction, and we'll get back to Sekou to give us feedback on where we are. Let's open the lines. Nobo, I don't know if you can take a few calls for us, please.
Yes, so the numbers is active again 0777-285-961. Now you're about to call to be part of the SKTV show on this Saturday evening. Again 0777, that is 0777-285-961. Call in to be part of the listening.
Those breed are going to be happy. Oh, they're feeling stuffy.
Yeah, so you're listening to our panelists. So please, if you call in, move away from the monitor so that we can get you clear. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, how are you?
But I'm good. Thank God for life. Go ahead, name and from where you join us.
Yeah, this is Steven calling from Pastor. This is the first year of our country. This is how people and all of the information here coming in. This is how it's a national security act. During those things coming off in game. It's not into the board. There is important to go and put coming to come to reconsider this country. The one small one will put it for him. But the kind of information that coming out, all the investment that we're carrying in the country and we never gonna use. It's scary.
All right, thank you so much. You have the kind of name is scary. I don't know where you in a corner, you're afraid to talk now. So let's go. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank God. Go ahead, achieve your name and from where you join us.
Yeah, my name is Joseph Akwe.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Akwe.
Yeah, but the thing the brother is saying, I listening to him. After far, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We can still remember the battle during the war, the Civil War. And I will discourage any attempt by Ilufia or any Liberian as a whole to host a missionary or a clique to be able to get into another country just to raise tension. I pray this should not be truth. And I will make sure I personally will do my own investigation to know if it's truth or not. But I don't even pray it should not be truth. And again, please, according to your studio guys, he's saying lawman, and I'm a typical lawman that's speaking to you. I am a typical lawman. Father, mother, they are all lawman. But do not just trouble this.
No, hello.
I think I was very clear.
Hello. Yeah.
Maybe, let me respond to that first. Yeah, because I don't want us to go too far.
So that we can be able to get it through. No,
Listen.
All right.
Listen.
Y'all listen to
I was clear. I say I'm not saying that all Loma people are part of this, but this person who is.
But they have Loma people also in Guinea.
Not only that, the person who ran away from Guinea, the Guinean guy who ran away, he's from the Loma tribe. Hey, the guys from Gishi tribe, from Madingo tribe will say, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean the Lama people subscribe, all the Lama people subscribe, to his ideology or his belief. No, that's not what we are saying here. But calling it does not in any way, include all the Loma people. No, don't say that. That's not what we say here.
All right. Thank you. And anyway, we started everything by just that we want to bring trap. No, we're not talking about trap. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening to the FKTV family.
Yeah, my brother. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Yeah, I'm happy to calling for the FKTV. I just want to clarify something. Because I hear always people talking, oh, this is 9 months, but I'm coming at 9 months. I want to make it for everybody to clarify. We all can check. And let's check from January 22nd to September 22nd and 8 months. It's not 9 months. So that's the
so hello, Chief. Okay, so I want to ask you the question.
Isn't September the 9th of the year?
So January, the point that January celebrate, that's what I want to understand. I don't want you to just agree with me on that. Even I agree that the president took over January 22nd, but it's still 9 months. So let's call a good evening.
Good evening. Let me say good evening to the folks and bro. This is Sam we are, and as usual, I'm joining from a local resident. Let me say a very big thank you to you, most especially for taking us in the kind of national issues. For some of us, we are not security personnel, but if you notice critically, there's a sign. We are not saying something coming out in Liberia, but security-wise, because the movement alone, most especially when it comes to the immigration, like what you said, I saw immigration personnel with a long-range arm. So sometimes a worry concern. I think national security, each and every one of us, especially, we are concerned about this country. I think if such a thing happens, we are on our obligation to flex it in order to draw our people. Because what happens is that we have our people in those villages and towns, adjacent or in the villages and towns, in those countries near the Guinea and other border and what have you. And the issue that has to do with somebody say, working in 9 months. Let me say this. Once the election commission announced you as a winner, November Joe Baka was announced as winner. So all of those 160 companies you're supposed to do all of the groundwork before taking off. Why should people go to 8 months?
My brother, the people start taking pay from January. So that thing, how come I give, how come over my head, how come look, the people might happy way. Hello to let's call a good evening. Yeah, my brother, go ahead. I'm okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead.
We as a Liberia should focus on the people of Guinea-Bissau. All the African countries that come to bring drugs. Look, once your airport, if people start using your airport to bring drugs, they need our country is not going nowhere. The same people that say they're fighting drugs, they're bringing the drugs in the country. So why are people they arrested? You want to tell us why are people they arrested? You see how the country is running, how Joseph Again running the country? Then you tell me say you're fighting drugs? How will you fight drugs now? Who fight the guy now? Who any command in the world is serious to fight drugs in the country because all of them in the drug money? How will you fight drugs the way my brother? People, never see our brother on the street. You will feel too bad and therefore are posting on a daily basis. So that when you give them for the things you can't afford, so that when you grow, so that it's not one. Now when you achieve, it's so bad for our country, man. People trust you. People trust you, man. You can't get before the 12% to come and waste their time in the country, yeah? Well, before dropping the land, no. Social worker is not setting no 1% for the poor people in this country. Anybody just need a big dozen, they will run away for that dozen.
Mama, you get it, maybe retirement benefit. Good evening to this caller.
This is Brown Cattle.
All right. Good evening, Bob. Go ahead.
Mo, we are hearing you. Whatever you're saying, we are hearing it.
Thank you. I've been following you and mostly then visit them more, and then speak. I mean, yes, we will keep on later on. And let me thank you for your analysis, but let me go straight to more analysis. Monday, a lot of fine analysis this evening. You know, Lebron, you don't need to know book to know what you want in life. If you check historically, we check most of the African leaders at the time, even though who fought the colonial power before their country was independent. Most of them, they were well-intentioned. Every human being had to be well-intentioned. And there was an ambassador we hired before, American ambassador, during the time of our tactical election. He said something. He said there's a lot of good people in Liberia. It's about time for good people to win. At the time, tactical won. But what he said was that you don't need to know goal to know what you want in life. For example, when you go there, maybe you go play there or something here where they play on radio the same time. Then apparently you want 10 million, let's say $1,000, and you don't pay her before you want to pay her. You're not engineer. You don't know that you can tell engineer say I want to build 2-story building, and every story will have 4 or 5 apartments. That's what you need to know, go to know it, and then the engineer will put it on paper. So you don't need to know go to know what you want in life. If you are president and you don't know go, and you want for quota to live Moral Street to Palmas, to live Banker Street to Manacomna and whatsoever, all the villages will be quota, and you get the money available, you get $5 billion available for the country. You think you need go to know that the engineer will do it? So you don't need to go to know what you want. You must not be well-intentioned. That's the kind of situation. Thomas Sankara, then we're talking about today in Burkina Faso. How many boys he knows so much? How many friends boy he knows so much? Can you let me be? How many already had a day? I get opportunity to see what I can do for my country. You see? But you see, this country, if you go see your book, if you're an agriculturist, and in a village, your people being living on subsistence farming, I think your book should transition them from subsistence to making that farming. It means your agricultural degree will mean well for them. So be able to have preservative. But if you don't go and nobody benefiting, only you and your wife, your children benefiting, obviously nobody care for your book.
All right.
Your book.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Nobody care for your book. Alone you are corrupting the people. But Tate, to this call, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my dear brother.
Yeah, go ahead, Chief. Your name and from where you join us.
Yeah, I'm Dennis Kama from the Liberian Civil Rights Movement, and then I appreciate you guys, and let me say thanks to the SK TV show.
Yeah, at least, man.
They're running issues and on their platform for discussions. The revelations that we just heard about Liberians involving our government officials or the government of Liberia be involved in supporting people to go and destabilize and the government, I think is wrong, and those part and parcel of the information we are gathering, we ask them to disengage, because when you see Guinea, when there is no peace in Guinea, Sierra Leone, there will be no peace in Liberia. And when there is no peace in Liberia, there will also be no peace in Guinea, Sierra Leone, other places. So we are the Mana River members. So we should be able to protect one another instead of us being able to create chaos for one another. Because if you want to coexist, you must be able to do those things that are necessary that will make us to coexist as a country. But if we begin to do things that will undermine the peace and stability of our foreign countries, more especially neighboring countries, they become so detrimental, because if you have the military strength, your country can be overrun. And who will see the pinch will be the citizen, the ordinary citizen in the country who are already struggling to find food to eat, school fees and other things that are affecting us greatly. I think the government should focus on, solving our problems, solving the bread and butter issues, and ensuring that we get back to school and we all be able to get a job and work and pay taxes in terms of developing our country, and putting things together that may be so harmful to us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for also being part of the show. I don't know, Steve, you people want me to continue taking calls?
Well, depending on the time we got 10 more. So we'll let to react and maybe have some conversations on this end. I know when our brother called, the only reason why he called was to say for 8 months. Well, let me say to that brother. Let me just say to that brother. He needs to calculate very, very well. The program will inaugurate January 22nd. If September is a 9-month, that means we start counting from January 22nd. So next week, we get to the program 9 months. I understand that it's fast because nothing going on, and you're not proud of the 9 months, so you're trying to call 8 months from there. But even if we're 1 month from there, even if we're to stick with your 8 months, what has happened?
Yeah.
See, that the one you want to talk about, the one you now want to go into.
Yeah, the one you won't go into.
The thing and you left it.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, thanks to all the other callers, Mark, how do you react to what you heard?
Well, listen to the people. They got people that got experiences in that country. They can see danger from ahead. And they got some people who will always play politics. They will want to play on the tribal sentiment thing, but it's a risky situation, like bro. And I will keep saying that, like bro, it's just a breeding ground for instability. With a lot of things happening, especially on the economic front. I keep telling folks on the show, even in the great US, anywhere, any community that is economically distressed, crime rate increases. And I'm talking about a Western country that got a lot of resources at their disposal. So think about a country like Liberia. The drugs issue, the youth population being affected, the economic issue, the jobs. I don't know how to say it. It's a risky situation. And there are people who are sensing it. Steve, the same thing when we're beginning to grow up like during the war. When things are building up, you kill it. You can know that it's not just the guys and people that got great instinct when it comes to predicting the kind of stuff. So one of the callers that really focus on that, we can see carrying long range. Wow, I mean, the situation is a cause for concern, and on all the cases, Mr. Cannon, it's just scary. I think people should be on the lookout for leadership. The national security apparatus, the LDA, they are just potential stability in Liberia. Caution. That's all I can say. So I don't know if I can count on this administration to do that, but I'm just saying, if it is something that can be averted, they must do their due diligence and protect the Liberian people, because the last thing you want is some regional instability, especially with countries that we share borders with. And one of the callers said it right. If Guinea is unstable, Liberia is unstable. If Liberia is unstable, then Guinea is at risk. It's vice versa. And we don't want the kind of stuff going on in the country when we are struggling. People been through a lot in that country, and I don't think they will want to entertain or hear the kind of news emanating from the security apparatus as well, and the kind of a potential danger the country might be faced with. So that's my only reaction for that. But the reality is the reality, and things doesn't seem well. The government is not proceeding well, and I don't know about the security issue, like I said, especially on the border with Guinea or Sierra Leone. But a lot of things that happen that is a cause for concern, and people should be on the alert. You don't want to be caught off guard. Things are not going well in our country, and people can see it, they can feel it, and they can just put all the pieces together and know that we are on a time bomb. And ordinary people that don't play politics, we can hear it on the show. People will call all the time and say we don't like what we are seeing in this country at the moment. And it gets like too many things is off track, and that's not a good thing from a security standpoint.
Yeah. So
Yep.
Steve, I got to run.
Yeah.
But before I go, let me just update you guys.
Yep.
Quickly. So since the last time I announced that person, the two people that donated 50 and 20, there was one after that, but the person said she didn't call their name. That person sent $30. That's it.
Wow. That's not good.
And then another brother, Yusuf Dukle, sent $25 to the Zelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So technically, when they got four, so four for today. When you do the math, when you break it down, is how much into the just for the number sake in terms of the way how we calculate here.
Yeah, it's like a 4, 5. Let's say if you add it from the guy from the Zelle there, the 5.
So 5 out of 20, 5 out of 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'll keep updating you guys because I gotta run to work.
All right.
Yeah, we'll catch up in a little bit, Mr. Cummings. So, folks, in reacting to some of the things that were said, based on some of the information we've gathered here from SKTV, it is also safe and prudent to say Joseph Boaga a drug dealer. Joseph Boaga selling drug now. I know the United Party program get fancy after some more, but Joseph Boaga turned to the leader drug dealer in the country. Yep. And we told you before, that party got brother than what you see so. The bank criminals are not today. The bank in BM and funny thing business. They're not today. They're today. They're not today. So I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised of their doings and their dealings. Let me tell you something. All that be more than passing around the league 50 million job in America here to go make $10 in Liberia. That's not true. That's not true. That is not true. Let me tell you today. That is not true. They never left no $500 million job in America to go Liberia because they care about Liberia to say, no, that's not true. They went there so they can assimilate and become part of the stealing and the corrupt project that's going on. That's it. That's the only reason why they're there. Those fluffy boys, who told you they let Liberia? Who told you they care? They don't care. Those flip-floppers, they don't care. Those boys don't care. So I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. I'm not. And they're very shameless, just so you know. They're shameless boys. Fluffy boys are shameless boys. They only care about the guts, and that's it. They don't care about all that thing where they can be passing around talking, acting like the serial-minded people. They are not serial-minded men. They will go wherever the stealing is and wherever. And they wanted to try with Samuel getting money. All the noise they used to be making, they went Labrador, they collected money from Samuel and Joe, and they ate some of the corrupt money. I don't want to also take seriously. No joker there. Nobody matter no joker seriously. They're as corrupt as it comes. And the only corruption that start from today. So nobody might take them seriously. But hey, President Joseph Boaga and his son, they're drug dealer. Yep. They're selling drugs. Yep, that's the biggest thing you need to hear. Your children, who tell you say Joseph Boaga and his son care? They care about it. We told you yesterday on the show. They don't. They do not care. Maybe, I don't know if you want to take a few more calls if we have a few minutes there for you to take one or two calls, and we'll call it a day for tomorrow. It is.
Yes, indeed, you're correct.
When it comes to the rebel training and the rebel thing and the doing, let me tell you something. I don't care. That particular one, but I will not put my money inside. I don't care.
So let me go to it because I know that, yeah.
We told you before, Joseph Boaga will lower defense force. We told you before, Joseph Boaga will lower defense force. No, wait, before you take the first call. Joseph Boaga was with local defense force. In fact, Joseph Boaga chairman. No, but people are calling me. This is serious.
Because a few months ago, we got information that those guys broke the jail. But one of my friends is called his name is Program PV. Yeah, in a bill called PV. It's a normal guy actually. He's a general. I just want to get that information out to get that in your prayer. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Also, there are strange people besting in my Gibi Kakata, according to some information. Hello? Hello, good evening. From Socrates District 4. Are you in the market if I go buy a Sunday food? Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead quickly. We listen to you.
songs that were training. But again, like but when it comes to the issue of jobs, these people are like chicken. The chicken will be eating something, then they complaining. Girl, it's packing all the food we wanted to eat. How they were looking at. They know that their hands are in the fucking job. They are even the best jobs leader in the country. Because I can remember, in 2013, John was caught in this current presidential war. You can check it out for the information. John was caught in a cold war. When they said it, he said, John is used for medical purpose. When the young people take over, they will tell you get a job issue. So these were things that were training in the past. That they saw it and they said they agreed. And Charlie, also help a long before, and most of them are regime collaborators. So I know the only thing we can do now is to go one step before it's the people. So if the lawmaker and the executive and the judicial and the legislature don't want to do the work they're supposed to do.
So allegedly, though, so allegedly, according to you, the people are training people. So when you get in the street, you don't think that something else will mix with something else?
Yeah, but before something else, get to something else, and I'm telling people now are the one I'm about to speak to. We can get rid of the both people, the executive and the legislative, by teaching our government. And we can do that. I want to go 144 because the lawmakers don't want to do the right thing.
All right, thank you so much, Chief. To this caller, good evening. Quickly, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank God. Go ahead, Chief. Your name.
This is CC Defense General Abenigo Nido from Congo Town.
All right, go ahead, boss.
When Joseph was inducted into office as executive marshal, we were told that one of his confidants who fought the Civil War 14 years ago, who today as a pastor, I would not call his name, I didn't even know him.
No, man, I don't know any pastor of fall war, my brother. You don't call me well anyway, but for me, I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay, this man were told that he was training people in the need of defense unity party, people who will be critical against the government. However, we see the administration going, we are believed that Joe Walker is incompetent to lead our country because he's in the conditionality that are very prominent in Liberia. Placing a funny is difficult, including myself. This day, I haven't started there.
Amen.
$200 I get to eat. Kobo price is up to $300. Before, we used to buy 100 and 150 on our job administration today. That from $200-300 up. So today, someone we cannot buy kosher. Curry is expensive. The lay one is $75. You go see it.
I don't know, I can't do a Gary Bokeh all go up, but you're right, though. Thank you so much, Chief. But somebody else have born naked, and let me be frank, I can still record during the election time. All of them, they come together though, and they call themselves so come on, the terrible names. Oh God. 077-285-961. That's the number for you to call to be part of the show here. You know, election, all you get rebel groups. You see now, this is what we're heading to. Hello to this caller. I'm okay though. Thank God, my brother. Your name and for wait, Jones. All right, go ahead, boss. Then you gotta be loud so that the people can get you. If you're afraid, then I don't know, but you gotta be a little bit loud.
Yeah, I want the people to speak on Kofa, please. Please, on behalf of what I'm going to
Oh.
Yeah, seriously. So then you really call those security adults and really have a meeting when they have their criminal immigration. Because as we know in the country, immigration is not security that's supposed to carry, long weapons. Okay? So
the long weapon you people talk about, I think myself I gotta check it out, but I don't know. How can you have a long weapon?
Yeah, it's true. Weapon or short weapon and thing, but now long weapon is not supposed to be so. So we are quite honest to the whole place. And to this point, I'll make on.
How quickly other people do on the line?
Yeah, this drug issue. All the drugs that are arrested, who are those bringing the drugs? They are arresting the people that are bringing the drugs in the country, or only the drugs that are arrested? I really want to know.
Well, thank you so much for that question. Also, this story also coming from Grand Bassa. I tried looking for the audio, man, yeah, on yesterday from Grand Bassa County, pertaining to the drugs issue. Also, that as the way the DA also arresting the drugs keep going into that. Yeah, hello, my brother, go ahead.
I won't be able to call my name.
Yeah, go ahead, Chief. No problem. I hope that. Yeah, don't call your name. I know your number, and I hope that you're not saying anything bad. I won't.
You see, all the things your guest saying over there, it is true.
Ooh.
I'm a former secret personnel, and I know what is going on. And this is the reason why I say I don't want to call my name. So we have to be very careful with the particular government, because if they are putting men together and go broke day and went to another training in another country to go civilize different country, you should know they say when you bending down looking at somebody butt, tomorrow somebody to bending down to look at a full of butt. So if such a thing is going on like this, we have to be very careful and put stop to the type of thing, because we went through this process for almost 14 or 15 years. And I'm praying that what is going on or what we're hearing, it should be false. Because God forbid, if they have to spark up, we will feel the sea here. We will feel the sea here.
So quickly before, yeah.
The other boy that President Baka joined silent without no reason, because there was another policy. So someone now have to go and join that group and come back here. So we all should pray for this type of thing that shouldn't go on. I'm begging you, we should pray.
All right, we always should pray, but I want to ask you, because during the election time, there were a lot of generals that were grouping themselves as General United to elect the other person. Are you not sensing that maybe there's so many generals doing these things? Okay, you go on the line. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, neighbor.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead quickly, your name and from where you join us.
Yeah, that brother, I just want to make one point. Yeah,
you go ahead, Chief.
I always say it. These people who smoking drugs, spirit coming from the mouth on the sidewalk, look, people need ratting. They're ratting to start beating them. Those people will go by one. People know where they come from. They will go by one. How long will them who then stay for almost 500,000 or Zogo then for rehabilitation? You don't even get paid for 50,000 people. So
even if you want one person per day, not easy. Then
yeah, you need your whole family. So when they say ratting, when they start to do people in roll, they say people here every day they be out with ratting. People easy go say they want. You see those people will start taking a Bama crew and take a Google crew. The last thing is any good leader will never want for their neighbor country to get on fire. Because when you get on fire, the next thing is to call Bono to you. So I beg the government, if anything, they will try to make sure to be in good standing with Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Africa. That's the best way we can protect Liberia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This caller will be our last caller. We have another program coming up later on. So this caller, last caller, will cross over to the panelists for their party. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, go ahead, boss.
We're taking the show is really a show that we'll enjoy and that we'll take it to the importance because of the information we give out. But when one of your panelists begin to say that on Joseph Boya was a part of the example and he's telling drugs, it kills the integrity of the show. So I beg you, you bring something that is true for relevant that people will listen to and will believe in it.
So hello, are you there?
Let me respond to that caller.
Go ahead.
Mr. Caller.
No. Okay. It's okay. You don't. I want you to talk, Chief. Sorry.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I bring information that will believe. But if you say the thing that then you are just joking. I don't want to joke on the kind of show, because your show is supposed to be a very important show that will bring out good information that people will listen to and believe it.
Okay.
But you don't just play out things that you have no evidence of it. It's not good for the show. It kills the
So, you got I want to answer him. I want to answer the question.
Right.
I want you to answer him.
Thank you so much, and I like the way that even like also following the show. That's good. I like that.
So,
That's
first of all, to that caller,
yeah.
to that caller, the person I want to address. To that caller, there are many of you who support Joseph Boakai, who are tone deaf to reality and facts, and you are allergic to. Many of you who support Joseph Boakai, you are allergic to integrity and facts. I'm not here to please you. I won't say, maybe clear. Joseph Boakai supported them. They seen where how we are shares them. They didn't listen to nobody when it came to we are. Now they seen where how some of you are immune to reality. I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to you. The person you support has no integrity. You can't speak to me about integrity. No, you can't. You are not. You have no moral rectitude to speak to me about anything that comes to integrity. Joseph Boakai has no integrity. He's not a man with integrity, so I'm not listening to you. Second of all, the truth of the matter is this: Joseph Boakai was affiliated with local defense force. It is a fact. Now, you can choose to ignore that fact and still support him. That's fine. I could care less. In fact, your chairman in the United States of America for the United Party, Capet Doyen, was also affiliated to the rebel group in Nima County. La. Oh, because you think you are ignorant of the fact that mean when people say that the truth, you really think I here to listen to you? You're who Joseph Boakai supported them. I'm not worried about you. I am not worried about you. Big bunch of people who pack themselves together and consider themselves to be pigs. You really think I can listen to you? You really think I can take instructions from you? You're in serious manner, people. The day you go and you renounce and denounce that you guys are not sons of swans, then can lecture me. Until then, carry that lecture to the executive mansion. Joseph Boakai is selling drugs. He and his son. Yes, they're involved with the drug dealing. It's a fact. What do you want me to say? You want me to say a different way? Oh, I can say it in many different ways for it to be as simple as possible. Yes, they're involved with drug business. Joseph Yuma, and it's a disgrace. An 80-year-old man will be engaged into the kind of childish play. And what you need to be worried about. That you will speak to me about integrated business. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. You're Joseph Boakai support us. You ain't ready yet. You will be fine. You will balance. I've been telling you to go put your drug business. I've been telling you to go be passing around funny thing here. So you really think I worry about you? Anyway, Monk, what say you here before we?
You know, yesterday when we had a conversation, I told Milburn, I said the reason drugs, the issue of illicit drugs is posing a risk because it's very lucrative. And we know there are elements that goes into government with the sole intent of selling drugs, thinking that they can get rich overnight. So when you got a drugs cartel coming to Liberia, it won't be something that we're going to defeat easily. It's going to be a very tough fight. And in more cases, they are going to win because the security apparatus, when it comes to logistical support, they are weaker. And you got money coming from the drugs. And when you got people from the higher ups that are involved into drugs dealing, then it means you just open the country to chaos. And that's what we see happening. It happening with the previous administration. We know that it's documented, it's on the record. And we are seeing the very same thing from this new administration. But like I said, there will always be people who will come here to play politics. They won't understand what is at stake for their own family member, for their own nieces and nephews. Look, the report said 1 out of every 5 homes is being threatened with illicit drugs. So it means some of your relatives and friends, some of your former classmates, their children, your nieces, your nephews, they are all at risk. The entire country, and we got one of the youngest population in the region. So if Liberia is at risk and all the national security threats is happening and you keep hearing that, I don't know how in your sound mind you can still keep playing politics or pushing the tribal sentiment, because it will come. The people who be calling here all the time that complaining whether their children's school fees, the cost of living. Look, the reality does not differentiate whether you're a sedition from a Unity Party, from a Liberty Party, from ANC membership. Anything that affects Liberia, you will bear the full consequences. So you can call the SKTV, you can attack the panelists all you want, but at the end of the day, the people who can see things, who know the security implication, they are warning you, they are telling you in advance that we don't like what we are seeing here, and the country is sitting on a time bomb. So I will say again for the 1000th time, play your politics all you want, but when the reality sets in, you will have to live with the consequences. So you can do what you want to do. The realities are there and people are seeing it. It's not coming from SKTV, it's not coming from Milton or Steve. They are coming from the very same color. Those are people who experience it that know exactly what they are talking about. And how can you make the case that the people in the higher ups are also doing drugs? The president alone, a policy, the resources allocated for drug enforcement agency, it tells you everything that they are not serious. And the only reason they won't be serious because they are part of the game themselves. It's nothing more. What you need? What do you need to validate? I'll stop there for now. And our people that, if you just join the SKTV, you can still make your contribution, even though Seku's not here, but the numbers are on the screen. So even if maybe won't leave the house, the line, you can still make your contribution. And SKTV will be here again tomorrow for like God's willing. But I'll stop there for now.
Let me give my pardon comment to all people on the radio because I know you gotta go. I'll be very brief, as brief as I can be. Let me say this, like I said yesterday, the issue of drug is not a political thing. We need to be careful about it as a country. Let me say this to you. Many of you who believe that you must make excuses, you must defend, you must support a political leader, that's fine. That is where you are at this stage in your life. That's your choice. But it will not stop some of us from speaking truth to power. Joseph Boakai is who he is. He was who he was before he got elected. He will not change. All his life has been surrounded being crooked, being a liar, being deceptive, and being ungrateful. That's who he is. And if you think he will change at 80 years old, keep wasting your time. Keep supporting him. Who's not Joey and who's some people who use to kind of cost people who use to kind of defend them. It's fine. It is what it is. But tomorrow will not stop. I don't care what you want to say about us, how you want to term us. That is your business. That is not our issue. Tomorrow will not stop. We will continue to say the truth after we have said it. And we'll use descriptive adjectives to point out who Joseph Boakai is. Not insulting, not disrespecting him. But if he is a crook and he behaves in a crooked way, I will call him a crook. If you think that's an insult, then that's your business. Maybe you need to go read. Or maybe you need to go do some research on what crook is. It's not an insult. Anyway, maybe your partner comment and you can leave us.
Thank you so much, my brother. And let me say thanks to all of our viewers, our listeners, those of you who participated. Let me also say thanks to all of you. And those of you who silently or maybe quietly listen, also let me say thanks to all of you. Liberia is all we have. We all got to disagree. If you see some of these things, maybe somewhere, or maybe you are noticing some of these things, look, we are into a new world. We are into a technology world. If you see this thing, because when the rain fall, the rain don't fall on one person. The rain fall on the good and bad people. So that means what I'm trying to say is that anything that's going to happen in this country is going to affect all of us as people. That's why when we come on the radio, some of us will always preach peace. We talk about peace. We talk about love. Even what happened during the elections that was terrible, especially coming from Lofa End, that was so terrible that one son of Lofa County had lost his life in a kind of a terrible act, and even up to date. Nobody hear anything about that. There's no regret. Nobody talking anything about that just because in the name of politics, the person was not supporting you. So the person have to lose their life the way they go to that. And some of us we think are always well. When you call on the radio, you say, hey, look, we are pushing ourselves into serious chaos. Let me be frank. What happened during the election, Steve? Before I go, I was expecting this government to even come up and tell the Liberian people that indeed, whatsoever thing that may have happened during the election period, we are sorry. Whosoever person that may have lost their life just because of political differences, we are sorry. And in fact, we condemn this. But up to now, my brother, nobody talking. Everything just go quiet. Everything just so what happened to the family members of these people that lost their life during the election, that got killed just because of politics? Again, we gotta go. That's the only country that we have. So please, good night. When we come here, we talk. Some of you, you get angry. You feel that only you want to own Liberia. So you have all of the right to call and say what you want to say. Well, that's it. But other people out there are going through a lot. They are feeding all of the worst pain, and nobody could talk for them. Nobody talking for them. All of the civil society groups, all of the religious people, nobody talking. Election ended. How far with all of the cases that we saw people were murdered on camera live? How far with all of these things? Again, good night, man.
Thank you so much, Milburn. Tomorrow we'll be on by the grace of God. We appreciate True FM and the other partners that work with us to relay the program daily. Thank you. Thanks to our supporters, our well-wishers, and those of you viewing us from around the world. We say thank you. This is how we like to bring the curtain down for today. Thank you and thank you. Let's have a good weekend. For those of you who will be drinking later and drinking, I would encourage you to not drive. Those of you in the US or other places that you have access to Uber or other transportation, use them. Stay safe out there. Have a good weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The project is giving us the end of payment from them. So welcome and life with African.
I lyrical
Master.
Play body so you I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, I get I say my jam. And yes I know